emails come on yet. Hello.
I was trying to join on my iPad and it wouldn't let me. So I had to
Hello. Long time no see. How are you?
I'm alright. I was trying to connect on my iPad and it wouldn't let me. So I was like, fuck it, I'll grab my phone.
Yeah, it's all good. You okay?
Yeah, it was just like had a busy day because I had it was like a training interview earlier, even though it was the weirdest fucking interview I've ever had.
Oh, God.
I literally was in there 22 minutes. So it was meant to be 2 hours.
So, hang on. How did two fucking hours, right, turn into 22 minutes?
I don't know, and it was the weirdest fucking thing ever because it was for go-karting, so it's for team sport on Newport Road. Gets
Right.
there really fucking early, so I'm like trying to fucking kill time. And then it's like they've got the fucking shutters down, so it just looks fucking shut. They literally open the shutters, walks in, gives my name, whatever. We're all sat in there. They're like, oh yeah. Goes around the room and is like, oh yeah, everyone say your name and like one interesting fact about you. And then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to split you into groups. There's about 6 of us. So they're like, you 4 and you 3. They're like, draw me a bar.
Oh, God.
I'm like to my mum, like, are we drawing it from like basically like The Sims, like bird's eye view? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know what us drawing a bar tells them about us. It's go-karting. Why am I drawing a bar?
Oh, God
And I
knows.
literally was in there for 22 minutes and then I came out and I was like, it was meant to be 2 hours. They literally sent an email, like literally like days before, listing what we were meant to do. None of it actually happened.
That's really weird. How come none of that you were supposed to do that they said you were going to do happened? Like, how come none of it happened?
I don't know, because it was like, first of all, they were like, oh, you're supposed to arrive 15 minutes before. It's meant to start at 5, and then it wasn't meant finish until like 7 or whatever, so it's meant to be 2 hours. And then they were like, "Oh, we do your right to work checks first, so you had to bring your national insurance number so that they had it on file."
Right.
And then they were like, "Oh, then we would go into about the company for people that maybe have never been there before because they presume that not everyone has been." And then they were like, "Oh, we do a group activity." Generally didn't think group activity would be literally draw me a bar.
Ugh.
And then they were like, and then they would go, "Oh, what to expect next?" I never showed them any documents. All I did was the group activity and went home. And they were like, "Oh yeah, you're free to go now." They're like, "If you have any other questions, you can stay behind and ask me. Otherwise, you're free to go." I'm like, "I've literally been in here 22 minutes. I travelled here for 22 minutes. I could have done it over the phone."
Yeah, it's a bloody waste of time then, though, isn't it?
I'm like, I paid for bus fare, and I'm like, I paid like £4.70 for bus fare, literally to be there for 22 minutes. I'm like, what was the point?
I thought you would have had like a bus pass, you know, like what I've got.
Yeah, I tried to get one, and then they told me that I'm not entitled to it, bearing in mind I'm like, I literally have health conditions that I literally probably more than likely need one. And they're like,
Yeah, and plus as well, you know, I know your disability isn't visible, but you are classed as disabled and all. Like, do you get me?
yeah, and they were like, no. Even with the medical records that I sent them, they were like, yeah, no. So I was like, fine, I'll just pay for the bus fare. Not that I get the bus very often. I have to get the bus tomorrow, funnily enough.
Oh, the joys.
I gotta get the bus to my stepdad's. Well, not to my stepdad's, but to the doctor's, which is near my stepdad. I was like, joy. I get to go to the doctor. And for the lady to probably stab me in the arm and go,
Oh.
I gotta have a blood test because they gave me iron tablets because my iron was low, and they told me I was slightly anemic.
Oh God.
So she was like, "Take these iron tablets for 3 months." Dear Jesus Lord, I fucking hated every last 3 months of them. They taste disgusting.
Ugh.
And I was like to her, I'm like, and she's like, "Oh yeah, like we'll give you 3 months. Book a blood test after the 3 months is over." She's like, "Should help." She's like, "Otherwise, you're probably gonna have to be on them long term." I'm like, I don't want to. They're fucking disgusting. They don't taste nice. Like, no, they taste disgusting as hell. I'm like, they taste chemicals. I'm like, no.
Exactly. Why would you want to be on
They taste
tablet?
chemicals, and then it was like, she goes to me, she's like, "Oh yeah, you may have a she's like, "Oh yeah, it may change the color of your urine and whatever." And I'm like, I don't want it to. I don't want to.
Oh, lovely.
I was like, why do I want to be on them then for the next 3 months or maybe the rest of my life? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm already on one. I'm like, I'm on one medication that I forgot to take the other day, and then I was like, oh shit, I haven't taken it. Probably should take it.
Mm.
And I'm like, I don't do well with tablets either. It took me 12 times to swallow one iron tablet. I literally had about 4 drinks and it wouldn't go down. It's just like, nope. I'm like, great.
Well, if you got a fear of choking on tablets, if you were
Yeah, I choked as a kid on a hard-boiled sweet. I was left unattended with it. And since then, doesn't matter if the tablet is tiny. I literally, stick it in my mouth. It's like, go to swallow it. It's like, nah, it just won't go. My mind is like, nope, can't do it. And I'm not allowed to crush any tablets either because every ones that the doctors give me that I tell them I can't swallow them, they're like, yeah, you're not allowed to grind them or crunch them. And I'm like, I can't swallow them though.
Yeah, but like a lot of people grind them and put them in their food and that, though, don't they?
I know. I was like to them, I was like, wouldn't that be easier for me though? And they're like, no, you've got to take it whole. And I'm like, I'll try, but it probably ain't gonna work, or it's gonna take me multiple times to swallow it, and then I'll feel sick for about 2 hours.
Yeah, which wouldn't be very good, would it?
Well, I nearly passed out on a train on my own many times. That was fun.
God.
I came home from work the other day, and I'm like, I literally got just before the station that I get off at, and I'm like, I feel sick. literally near enough passes out as I get off the train. I'm literally getting off the train, my vision goes black. I'm like, shit. Like, if I pass out now, I'm screwed. Because I'm like, I'm on my own. I've passed out before on my own. And I woke up like 30 minutes later, didn't know where the fuck I was. Didn't even freaking know my name for like 20 minutes. I was like, I have no clue where I am. Don't know what happened.
Yeah, I've never passed out whilst I've been on my own. Like, I've always had people around me, thank God.
Yeah, I never have. Like, I had heat stroke as a kid. Weirdly, on picture day, worst day to ever get it.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. But I was also stood on a bench while that happened.
Oh, God.
My school thought it was fun. They were like, oh, yeah, we'll do one inside. And then they were like, we'll do one outside with all the class and all the teachers. So they're like, oh, the tallest people, we can stand on this picnic bench on the table. I'm like, this ain't going to go well. I already told my teachers while we were inside that I didn't feel right. I didn't feel well. And my teacher's like, oh, we keep an eye on you. Hopefully, like, it's nothing, it should pass. Stands on the table, and I'm like to my teacher, they're like sort of quite far behind us. And I'm like to him, I'm like, I don't feel right. I don't feel well. And he's like, oh, we're going to take the picture and then we'll go inside. You should be fine. All of a sudden, I literally fall backwards. They had to run towards me to grab me. And everyone is sat around me, literally in a circle. I'm like, this doesn't look awkward at all. Don't ring my mum to tell my mum, oh, yeah, your kid has heat stroke, by the way. Your kid passed out. My mum finds out at the end of the day and she gets pissed off. She's like, my kid could have passed out, been in A&E. How the fuck am I going to know? Because she didn't tell me.
Precisely.
And it wasn't the first time they'd done it. I smashed my nose on concrete. And they didn't tell me.
Ouch.
They didn't tell my mum all day. I was bouncing on a bouncy hopper, fell off it, and basically full on smashed my nose on concrete. It was red all day. My mum came to pick me up. It was still red. She's like, what happened? My teacher told her, and my mum's like, you didn't think to ring me hours ago. Takes me up A&E to make sure I didn't break it. They were like, no, it's fine. It's just bruised. She smacked it quite hard.
Yeah.
And then that incident, literally, my mum was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then about like 2 weeks after I had a heat stroke, I ended up hurting myself in a swimming pool with my school. I smashed my lip open. Wasn't fun. I literally like connected with the bottom of the swimming pool and straight up just burst my lip open and was like, this is fun. And my teacher's there going, there was no first aid in the swimming pool. And my teacher's going, she's looking at me and she's like, Chelsea, like, just sit there for a minute. I'm looking at her going, where's the first aid? And she's like, yeah, they haven't got anyone, so I'm going to do it. I'm looking at her going, you ain't coming near me with anything. I'm like, she's like, I'm just going to use an antibacterial wipe that's alcoholic. I'm like, no, it's going to burn. No, I don't want you to touch me. I literally scream out in immense fucking pain. And I'm looking at her going, I'm not going swimming again. They literally didn't even trust me. They were like, you can sit on the side and dangle your feet in. But I wasn't allowed to swim after that. They were like, no. My lip turned blue and my teacher freaked out because she didn't know what to do. It was just blue like Smurf. She was like, why is your lip blue? And I'm like, it goes blue when I get cold. If I get too cold, it goes blue. It happened last winter and everyone at work is like, why is your lip blue? Because they thought I ate a sweet and I'm like, no, I'm freezing. That's why it's blue. Don't know why. No doctor could ever figure out why. They tried. I'll give them that, but they don't know.
Did I ever tell you the story about what happened to me when I was in college?
I don't think
Right. Basically, you still there? Because your voice was breaking up a fair bit. You still there? Yeah, your voice was breaking up. Yeah, basically what happened was, it was when I was at Media Academy Cardiff doing like the media studies stuff. But it was near the end of the day, and we'd been out taking pictures.
Oh,
And what had happened was I was running, like I was literally on the path to go. I was literally just a couple of doors down from the building, and one of the back wheels of my walker got caught on a drain, and I went flying, and I smacked the side of my face into a building.
I don't-
Yeah, the music guy, the guy teaching us about music and audio and stuff. He came running over. He was like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck." He just couldn't stop saying "fuck" over and over. And I had to get all like bandaged up. And I remember I come home. My mum had asked me what had happened, and I explained. So I had my cup of coffee and went upstairs. And as I was getting to the top of the stairs, Skylar, she was like, "What happened?" In it, she was all shocked, and I was like, I fell and smashed my face into the side of a building, and Skylar goes to me, "Good luck," and I'm like, "Thanks a lot." Oh God, I'm never gonna forget that story.
I've done many things that I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah, trust me, I've been like that as well. You're not the only one.
I know. I remember, like, I was really ill in like 2016. Like, I wasn't right at all for ages, and because I went to my nan's because it was my uncle's wedding. Like, one of my little cousins is like, "Why do you keep being sick?" They're like, they didn't understand why I was ill, and I was like to them, I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "I'm just ill." It's like, don't know why. Because first of all, the doctors thought I was allergic to something.
Yeah.
Because they were like, "Well, it's a bit weird." Like, while I was only sick in the morning and never anywhere else. Like, obviously, I was like to the doctors, I've done every test they'd asked me to do. So they were like, they knew they'd ruled out a lot, but they were like, "Oh, maybe it's an allergy to something." And then they never figured it out. They gave me freaking tablets that I used to have to take every day, and I fucking hated them because I just didn't feel right on them. I didn't feel human
Yeah.
because it was like my body couldn't, like, I couldn't get through a day if I didn't take them, and I had to take them like first thing in the morning. I wasn't allowed to eat for an hour after taking them.
God, I bet that was annoying.
So it was like I would have to take them at like like I think I took them at like fucking 6 a.m. every morning, and then I was like, I'll have to eat on my way to college, like on the bus or just on the walk, because I was like, at least then it should have gone down. I remember I took my tablet. I was on the way to college. I felt sick, and I was like, I literally got into town, threw up, and I'm like, I feel like crap. I don't even want to go to college. Still went, and my teacher's like, yeah, you look pale as hell. She's like, why are you here? Because she could tell I wasn't right, and she's like, you've been ill for weeks. She's like, I think you should see a doctor. I'm like, to her, I already have. They can't do anything else for me. I was like, to her, I'm on tablets as it is.
Yeah.
And I lost a shit ton of weight. I literally was pretty much borderline anorexic, even though I didn't have an issue with eating.
Oh God.
And the doctor was like going to me, he's like, yeah, like they sent me to like a specialist to basically gain weight. I didn't gain much. I literally didn't. I think I gained all between like the November to like literally the February of the next year. I think I gained all of about like 2 pounds.
Bloody hell.
They were like, yeah, it really wasn't a lot. They were like, yeah, fine now. It's like, I'm not, but all right. I had withdrawal symptoms from the tablets. I went to meet Nicola the one day, and she just looks at me and she's like, what? She's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't feel right. I was like to her, I'm off my tablets. I was like to her, because they basically tried to take my dosage like down and then take it off me,
Yeah.
because they were high, like they were like a really high dosage. If I didn't take one, she was like, pretty much it would last in my body for about 5 days.
Bloody hell.
She was like, isn't ideal. She's like,
No.
most tablets you take, it lasts in your body a couple of hours. She's like, this lasts 5 days. And she was like, we don't want you to get addicted to it. 'Cause she's like, it easily happens. We've seen people do it. So she's like, just don't take it for a bit. So I didn't take
Yeah.
that. And I literally had withdrawal symptoms. I was shaking. I felt ill. I literally didn't feel fucking human. I don't think I felt human for like 2 years after that. I was like, what is wrong with me?
Bloody hell.
And my cousin didn't understand what was going wrong. She's like, why are you ill? She's like, do I need to get, like, she's like, do I need to get nanny? And I was like, nanny's not going to be able to help me. She's like, she can take you to A&E. I was like, but I was like, sure, go get her if you like. My nan comes out. My nan's seeing me spewing in her garden, looking at my nan going, don't look at me. I'm like, I'm fine. She's like, you're not fine. And I'm like, I'll be fine. I was fine. I went to the wedding. Like, looked like, I was like, I felt like shit, but I still went.
Yeah.
My uncle's like going, he knew I wasn't very well. And he like gives me a hug. He's like, it's all right. He's like, we love you. He's like, hopefully we'll find out what's wrong with you. I was like, never freaking did. But now all the doctors just look at me and go, your weight's low. I'm like, you think?
Yep.
The last time I went, they were like, the doctor looked at me and she's like, do we need to send you back to another doctor? I was like, you can send me back. Don't do fuck all. And then she's like, are you concerned about your weight? I looked at her like, no, of course I ain't. I'm like, no, of course I am.
Have you done anything in Unity today, or?
I need to update mine because it gave me a random error the other day for some reason because one of the packages is out of date. So it won't let me load it. But I don't want to download the latest version just because it has a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
A lot of them generally normally has bugs, so I tend to use like the really older versions rather than the newer ones.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people tend to do, don't they?
Yeah, because I had one of the latest versions at one point, and then it had so many bugs that it was just like, yeah, people are like, you just can't do anything in it unless you can fix them, which most people can't.
Yeah, I can't, like, for some reason, right, I cannot get VirtualBox working on my PC still, which is weird because VirtualBox was working fine before.
Yeah, I find like I've had certain things that used to work on my laptop that now don't, and I'm like, I don't see why. It's just not as if I've done anything to it.
Yeah, like it's proper weird. Like, not that I've really done much with the virtual machine. Like I installed Windows Vista really just to play Purple Place.
Yeah, I used to love that game.
Like that's the only thing I'd really do in a Windows Vista virtual machine. Is that.
Yeah.
But yeah, or I'd look at Windows. Like I even had a Windows 11 virtual machine.
Yeah.
But I'd done things in the registry and that to bypass the TPM check and all that.
Yeah.
Because what it was, I wanted to try it out in a virtual machine before putting it on my actual computer.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people like. I know that me and like quite a lot of people in uni looked for it when it got released. Like we were all like, yeah, none of us are risking putting it on our computer if it's going to break.
Yeah, when they first, when they first released a new version of Windows, it's not a smart idea to go putting it on your computer straight away.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do it, and then like one of the guys in my group put it on his laptop straight away, and it literally like he lost quite a lot of stuff that he couldn't get back. And I was like, that's why you don't put it on there. I wait until it's been around for a bit, they fix the bugs, and it's a working enough version before I go, oh, damn it.
Yeah, I'd be alright to put Windows 11 on my PC by now, though, wouldn't I? Because it's been around since 2021.
Yeah, like they fixed a lot of the bugs that they had. Like a lot of them got fixed quite soon. They've had like odd hiccups every so often, but they always do. But it's nothing like major.
Yeah, because it's like you can use a program like called Rufus, and it allows you to put a Windows 11 ISO onto a USB stick, but it gives you like options so you can bypass the Microsoft login and the TPM checks, and you know that's what I was doing earlier before I came on live. I made I used the Windows I used the USB stick. I did have Windows 10 installation on, so I've not got the Windows 10 installation anymore. But yeah, I know it's a bit of a risk, but it should be fine. Because I mean, eventually I'm gonna have to go to Windows 11, whether if I want to or not. Do you get me? Windows 10 isn't gonna last forever. Even if I did use it at the end of support, I can only use it for so long.
Yeah.
You know. You know, you can only use it for so long before web browsers stop supporting it, and you know. You know, like I think it's a bit rude though of Microsoft to put these hardware requirements on.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna have those requirements, and also it's like why should people go out and buy a new PC or a new laptop just to get the new latest one? It's like no.
I know, because like I I've been watching videos recently about Windows 11 and like there have been people right in the comments saying, I think I'll just wait for Windows 12. And I said to my brother yesterday, I think it was yesterday, yeah. I said to him, I said, Windows 12 is going to have even higher requirements than Windows 11. It's not like Microsoft are going to ease off and, you know, because they're not, are they? Let's be honest.
No, it's the same with like pretty much games consoles. Like they always like make up specs, but then it's like they always bring out similar consoles every year because they want people to spend more money on them.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, isn't it? To be honest.
Yeah, like a lot of my cousins, like they always want the latest game console, and then like obviously my aunties and that are always like, well, no, I'm not buying you the latest one. I just bought you one like literally a year ago or whatever, and they're like, why have I got to buy you the next one? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I used to get ones as a kid. Like I think the only really up to date ones I ever had was PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Nintendo 64, and then like Super Nintendo. Other ones we never really got because my mum was like, I'm not buying you new games consoles every year if they're literally the same thing or just a bit bigger.
I know, because the thing is as well, but my PC is only, from what my brother told me, it was built in like 2017, 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's not old.
Yeah.
Plus, it's practically still like a brand new computer because my brother barely used it. You know, like he did use it obviously, but he didn't use it all that often.
Yeah, it's kind of like sometimes people get one, but they only use it for like certain things rather than everyday use.
But yeah, he used to do like live streams on like Twitch, and I think he used to use. He used to do like live streams on Twitch, and I don't use to. I did have a Twitch account a couple of years back, but I never streamed on it. I
have
just
one, but I've never really streamed on it. I've watched people like I used to watch like one YouTuber used to stream on it, but he doesn't really as much.
yeah, that's what I was like. I was just watching. I was just watching people's streams and that, but I wasn't streaming myself. Like,
Yeah, I feel like it's more a platform for like if people are playing games that they normally stream on rather than anything else. Otherwise, people just use YouTube and that to stream.
yeah, I find it easier really just to put all my videos onto one platform.
Yeah, I kind of like. I don't really like the thing of having to have like multiple places that you put videos on and then sort of having to like filter them through, going, okay, this has to go on this one. I'm like, nah, I'd rather not.
Yeah, because if you ever heard of Rumble,
Yeah.
yeah, that's another site that people have started posting on. I think eventually, I think a lot of people are gonna try and go over to that, and a lot of people are gonna forget about what YouTube is eventually, aren't they?
Yeah, I feel like it's been going for ages that like most people like people do try other platforms and whatever, but it's like really how well are they going to be off?
Yeah, because I mean, like I've realized this that a lot of people don't upload any videos to YouTube like they used to like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
YouTube's going to be 20 years old next year.
Yeah. I remember when it used to be banned in South Korea. That was funny.
Was it?
Yeah, like anyone, like my grandpa used to live in South Korea, and for a long time, like you used to have to use like VPN to basically like pretend you were in a completely different country because they banned it. You weren't allowed to watch it. Like literally, no one had access to it unless you got round it. It was just like, yeah,
Oh.
you're not allowed it. And I was like, the weirdest thing that they could ban of all things was like they banned like certain like you couldn't use like certain words that were in English. They were like, yeah, no. I'm like, fair enough for that, but I was like, YouTube. I was like, what are you banning YouTube for? And I was like, are you stupid? People can get around it. It's not that hard.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
I was like, I don't know why it was, and it was banned for quite a few years, and then now they've just kind of been like, oh, we don't care, even though people have filmed many things in many parts, like someone hanging from a dead tree.
I've only just remembered something. I was supposed to do an ASMR video with you today, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I forgot what day of the week it was, and then I looked and was like, oh
yeah. How the fuck can I forget?
I forgot the other day what I was meant to do, and then I was like, I walked into somewhere and was like, oh yeah, I come to this room for something. I couldn't remember.
I think it's because I was also thinking of other videos I needed to do as well.
Yeah, I've got like a list of ones that I need to film, but I and some I have to plan to film because they're not ones that I can film right now. Like I have to book the things to film them.
Like what are you gonna do?
Because there's like you can do like a zip like thing across the road, and I debated doing that. It's kind of, but I was like, I was gonna get a little camera to film it because obviously I won't be able to have my phone.
Why do you get like a GoPro or an action camera with a chest mount and put the camera onto your chest?
Yeah, I was thinking for like, because I want to do like, I want to go to Zip World at some point and like do a zip line because I've never done one and thought, well, could be a video to film. I've seen people film ones before.
Yeah, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a reaction video, but it's going to be me reacting to multiple videos, but it's going to be in one video. It's going to be one long video, basically.
Yeah.
Because what it is, I was watching Scare Theatres live one morning. I woke up at 5 something in the morning. I don't know how I woke up that early, but anyway, I woke up, realized Scare Theatre was live. Then I'm like, fuck this, I'm just gonna stay awake now. I'm not gonna go back to sleep. Scare Theatre's live, so I'm just gonna chill out in bed and watch his live. And then about 25 to 10 in the morning, which was, or it might have been about, yeah, it was like 3:30 in the morning his time, I think, because he was streaming pretty late for his time. Like, do you get me?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, how can they stream for like so long when you know that it's like really late in their country, and you're like, how come you still awake?
I know, that's exactly what I was fucking thinking. But yeah, he was doing, like, he was showing some of his really, really old YouTube, because he was saying that he's been doing YouTube since he was a little kid. So he's been doing it since he was like 11, and he was showing some old videos from when he was a kid. Like, he had, but he was, what he was doing, he was skipping through them, like he wasn't watching them. I think he was finding them to sort of cringe to watch.
Yeah.
So he was sort of showing us, but he was like skipping through them. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit there and I'm actually gonna watch them.
Yeah.
And do like a reaction thing, and maybe tag his channel in it, you know, try and get his attention a bit.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my Scare Theatre hoodie or Scare Theatre t-shirt washed, because it's in my dirty washing at the moment. But I'm gonna wear some of my Scare Theatre merch, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck, Nathan?" Probably, if you ever seen it. But yeah, I was quite surprised, because he, like, basically years ago he had a pet rat,
Yeah.
and that's what his that's what his one channel was. It was basically of him and his pet rat. The quality's not too bad, but you got to remember that this was back when he was 11, so he was only a kid. He was using Windows Movie Maker, and
Yeah.
you know, but fair dues to him, he did do a good job, and he was telling the people. I think there was me, and I think there was just me and one other person watching the stream. I think there was like 2-3 people watching in total, and he was telling people a little story. Him and his friends, they would do like funny little jackass videos, and Connor, his friend Connor would be the main sort of person who they'd be doing the pranks on or whatever. And what they done this one though, they got a piece of like long like bungee cord or elastic band or something, and Connor, like, he would have his legs open, and the elastic band would be like in between his legs, and he would say, "Hi, I'm Connor, welcome to Jackass," and they'd have the elastic band stretched really far, and then when he'd say that, they'd let go of the elastic band, they'd smack him in his balls. And he was, when Eric was telling everyone the story, he was like, "Yeah, we were pretty fucking stupid."
I feel like people always do like stupid things at some point. Just because.
Yeah, but I think it was more just down to the fact though because they were just kids.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
used to do videos when I was like, I started when I was like 10, 11. I don't regret starting, but it's just like, yeah, my
yeah,
videos were quite cringe.
I was 13. I was.
I was quite cringe when I did mine though, because I didn't really have a theme for my channel at that point. I literally just filmed whatever what I wanted.
Yeah, to be honest, I was pretty much the same. I done mostly just videos of me singing.
Yeah, I did singing videos. I remember I was in my room and I did like a gymnastics video of like how to do a bridge or something, and I was like, the weirdest thing ever because like obviously a lot of my comments were from probably like men who were like in their fucking late 30s, 40s, you know, ooh, do this video, do this one, and like randomly just watching it for who fuck knows what reason. I'm like, I still.
Yeah, they were probably wanting to get some sort of sexual pleasure out of it. Probably.
Yeah, it was like really weird, but then I've done worse as a kid. I used to do like chat room things and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't freaking think it was a good idea.
Like there was one video I done, or there might have been a part one, a part two to it actually, where my brother and his friend it was when we had snow. It might have been back 2013, I think. It was back when we had snow. It was when I was in this very room I'm in now, actually, and I was filming my brother on my iPad right through my bedroom window, and I was like, "Go on, Liam, go on, Liam." They were having like a snowball fight or something. I can't really remember, but it
I
was.
remember I think I did a video with a friend like through literally MSN, and we
Did
were like,
you?
oh yeah, we were like, oh yeah, we're film a video with each other. Like, legit.
How was you? How did you do things like that though back then? Because I don't think there was OBS, was there?
No, I think I literally just used my phone and like filmed it. It was on like it was not really the best of quality, but we were just like, oh, we wanted to do a video together, and because like we randomly met through YouTube, and she lived in England, and obviously I was nowhere near her, so we're like, we're not gonna meet up. It would be fucking weird. Our parents would probably say no because we don't know each other.
Yeah,
And like we filmed like this random video, literally just of us singing. I think it was a Rihanna song, and I was just like, the amount of comments that we got of like people that just kept trying to like sort of find out where we lived and work out where we lived because she was actually in her street when we did this video. So obviously people were trying to figure out where she lived. I was in my house. Which is
yeah.
weird because people are going, oh, tell me where you live. And I'm like, I didn't tell you where I live.
No.
Like, no, weird. I'm like, I did worse as freaking when I was younger. I remember I talked to a man who was like 34. I was 11. I don't know why I did. Probably was not
So
my smartest move.
was this like this girl who you were friends with who lived? Are you still friends with her now, or?
No, we kind of like, like I think as we got a bit older, like we just kind of like stopped talking, and then we never really kept in touch. Like I had loads of people that I used to do videos with on that channel that literally I don't even speak to. I know their names, I just don't even speak to them. I didn't know where they lived. To be fair.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, it was quite sad when I didn't speak to them because it was like obviously they were my friend at that point, and then now we're just nothing.
Yeah, you haven't got that channel no more, have you?
No, I kind of regret deleting it because it would have been nice to watch. Well, probably not watch my old videos. Probably would have been cringy, but it would have been nice to at least have them because I had videos on there that I physically can't get back. I remember I did one where I went out with my nan to like literally like the city centre of Cheltenham. I decided to film a full-on fucking vlog with my nan. My nan does not really understand YouTube. But she was like, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. She was like, as long as she's like, as long as you don't film the front of my house and give out my address, I don't care. I was like, I'm not, like, I didn't film at hers because of the reason of It's not really that hard to fucking Google Map shit. And I was like, if I'm doing it in the city centre, it's not really going to affect anyone.
Hmm.
The city centre of Cheltenham is literally fucking the smallest. It's very small. But there's like a clock that is still there to this day. It's been there since I was a kid. But it blows out like bubbles. It's literally a fish on the bottom of a clock.
Mm.
And it was made by an artist. It was based on a book. And I just filmed this for like about an hour. Then I filmed around shops, and I was like a kid at this point. So I'm like, we're now in this shop. And my nan is just there going, what are you doing? I'm like, on YouTube. Not that she understood. She did watch it. But I don't think she really knew what I was doing or why I was doing it.
Yeah, I wasn't really a vlogger back then. I was just
Yeah.
I think what it was, because back then the only thing I had was Windows Movie Maker and Audacity.
Yeah.
So I had to sort of make do with what I had. And to be honest, back then I wasn't really as tech savvy as I am today.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more tech savvy now compared to what I was.
Yeah.
You know, which is good, really. You know.
I was going to film when I was away, but then I was like, there wasn't really that much I could film.
Yeah.
Because I was like literally in the middle, like knows nowhere. I was like, I think I filmed a vlog because we went to the local co-op. So I was like, make a video out of it.
Have you ever thought about doing like a vlog with Liam or?
I have, but then I'm like, I don't want to shove a camera in his face if he doesn't want to be in it. Like, because I debated filming at his mum's because obviously of the animals, but then I'm like, they're not obviously mine to film, so then I'd obviously have to be like, where can I film? And then having to explain it to her would probably just be awkward. So I was like, yeah, I just wouldn't film anything because it's not my land to film on.
Yeah, but then if you explain it to people, like, do you get me? I'm sure they understand.
Well, yeah, it was like, not that like, I wouldn't be incriminating him, like his mum in any way, shape, or form, because to be fair, all it is like fields. As long as I don't film, their address in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, I know that's the other thing you got to be careful with, isn't it, nowadays?
Yeah, like I filmed some video. Like I remember on my first ever YouTube channel, I filmed an unboxing, didn't realise that I actually showed my fucking house address. I wasn't at that
Ooh.
address for that long, to be fair. Like I filmed that video, and then I think within like 2 weeks of filming it, like we moved to where I lived before I moved to my stepdad. So it wasn't a big deal, but yeah, it probably was a smart idea. I think I learned then that I either take the address off of something before I film it, or I blur it.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but that's what I done when I done the keyboard and mouse unboxing thing, wasn't I?
Because I was like, when I made that mistake, I was like, yeah, I can't make that mistake again where I share my address. I'm like, I either rip it off before I film it, or I'm just like, if I do accidentally show it, I'm just like, I'll blur it. So I'm like,
But yeah, like I know those, see how to pixel it and stuff.
yeah.
So I think that's why I wasn't really too worried about it, because I knew how to resolve the issue.
Yeah. Like I only really filmed like the one vlog when I was at Liam's mum's, because I was like, well, we were looking after the dogs most of the time. I'm like, what am I going to do? Film them? Apart from attack each other.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. You want about with what happened recently, yeah?
Yeah, because obviously it was on the Friday as well. Like, so like they left on the Thursday. We had to phone them within think we phoned them like within 6 hours of them being gone on the Thursday.
Right.
Because the dogs have got basically like we had to walk them in basically like field 1 because they've got like multiple fields, but it's basically the one right outside the house. We have to walk up a bit, and then there's like a gate. So we were like, let them in the field, let them off their leads because they had to be on leads at all times while we had them. They're not normally on a lead, but
Yeah.
because we were there, it's so they basically didn't escape or run away. So until we got to the field, they were like, when they were in the field, they were off the lead. They're like running around, and all of a sudden, like Dita spots a fucking crow. It's obviously on the ground. She goes fucking bolt into it. She clips
Ugh.
this bird. This bird is still alive, trying to flap. We managed to get Dita on a lead. Douglas is not on a lead. Douglas grabs it. She would not like. She's one way. She has something. She will not let it go. So we're just watching this bird basically, literally just watch the life drain out of a bird. The worst sight I've ever seen. And we have to call them and be like, well, what are we supposed to do? Because she's in the fucking field. We can't get her back in the house. And she won't let this fucking bird go. And if you can try and go near it, she literally growls at you and picks it up and is walking away.
Oh.
And we're like, literally, they'd only been gone like less than probably like 6 hours. It was literally the day that they left that we had to phone them. And then the next day, which was the day that like they went to a wedding, and we're like, this is the worst timing ever. Dita goes ballistic because we gave them both a bone at tea time, basically, so that we could have our food. Because Douglas likes food, so she will steal it off you. And she
Yeah.
doesn't know the word no. She will try and take it from you. So we were like, oh, we give them a bone, they be quiet. So Dita had hers with us in the living room. She's on the sofa. Douglas takes hers upstairs. We were like, it's about 9:30 at this point. We're like, oh, we take them out to go to the toilet. So Liam goes to get Douglas from upstairs. She's still got her bone in her mouth. She won't give it up. She's the type of dog. If you give her a toy, she ain't. If you tell a dog, like, drop it, normally a dog will. Douglas
Yeah.
will not. Doesn't matter. She will growl at you. You literally like have to full on like try and pry it out of her mouth, which you shouldn't do to a dog because it will break her teeth. She wouldn't let it go. Dita basically, I presume, obviously thought that Douglas had her bone. Bearing in mind, Dita's is on the floor. She goes for Douglas. And what I thought was just because they play fight at each other, so sometimes they jump at each other. It's fine.
Yeah.
She's like, nah, she's going for she's going for Douglas. She's got a mission. And we're trying to like sort of separate them. And then all of a sudden you hear Douglas make the most screeching sound ever. Dita's basically bit her ear.
Ooh.
And it's bleeding. So obviously Liam takes her outside, bringing his mum. Obviously, we're like, you've literally been gone not even like 48 hours. We've already had to ring you fucking twice. One to say that your dog is bleeding. She was fine. She was a bit shook up. She wouldn't go near Dita for a while because obviously Dita's just there, obviously.
Yeah.
But we were like, we knew that Dita didn't mean it in a bad way. Like Dita's a guard dog. She guards her stuff. She never meant to go that far, but it happened.
Obviously.
We were like, what can you do? But Liam's mum was like, you know, you did the right thing. You separated them. She's like, let them calm down for a bit. She was like, Douglas will probably be a bit jumpy for a bit, but bring them back together so that they're sort of, because they're siblings, like bring them back together, you know, let them make up with each other themselves. They did. I think Douglas didn't sleep with us that night. She slept upstairs and Dita slept with us. And then the next day they were fine. They were running around happy as Larry. Douglas having a bit out of her ear, but she was fine. And then since then she's been all right. She was just like, Liam's mum was like, oh, well, she's learned just how pissy she can be to Dita, and that Dita will give it back if she has to.
Yeah.
But we were like, yeah, we didn't give them a bone after that because we were like, yeah, don't want to really reward it because otherwise they think, oh, they can do it.
Otherwise, they'll just think they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, yeah, because if they get rewarded for it, then it's like, yeah, they try not reward bad behavior. Obviously, they try, like, a lot of people don't like that Dita does bark because she barks at basically anything. She can bark at literally thin air. She'd be barking. And you're like, there's nothing there. And she'll bark. But obviously, Liam's
Oh.
mum's like, she doesn't want her not to bark because her breed is a guard dog. She wants her to bark.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's times where she will, like, you have to be careful because you can't watch anything on the TV that has animals in it. She will bark.
Oh.
She'll bolt at the TV. Most things have animals in it. Adverts on TV have animals in them. So you have to be quite quick with having the remote in your hand just in case you have to change the channel, because she did go for the TV quite a few times. We tried to watch a shark film. I was like, is she gonna let you watch it? No. There was a dog at one point. We're like, dog. I'm like, dog, dog, dog. Liam's like, what? I'm like, there's a dog on the TV. Turn it up. Like, I'm like, be aware that she may look at it at some point and she may bark. Oh yeah, she did. I honestly thought she was going to headbutt the TV at one point because she was very close to it, and I'm like, that poor dog, and we have to ring them and go, yeah, your TV's broke because the dog. I don't think they would prefer that. Just like, yeah, your TV's broke. The dog broke it because saw an animal on the TV. Dog doesn't like it. Dog says no.
Oh God.
We're like,
See-
nah, she doesn't like what.
So you had a very eventful time then.
Yeah, I was just like, oh great. I was like, and then Liam's mum's like, would you dog sit again? I'm like, yeah, as long as I don't have to watch any of them kill a bird or Dieter ate a dead rabbit, and I literally still cannot get the imprint of crunching out of my head. And I was like, great, well then attack each other. It's like, as long as they don't do anything like that, I'll happily watch them again. Otherwise, probably not in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And then it was like every day I had to go and count 10 sheep and make sure there were 10 fucking sheep. One day I counted 9. I'm like, where's? I'm like, all right, there's one missing. 3 times I had to count these sheep. And I'm like, there's still 9. Where's the 10th one? Finds it in the end, it's behind its mum. I'm like, all right, there's 10 of you. But every day I'm having to count 10 sheep, 4 chickens, and 3 horses. I'm like, if any of them are gone, it's not going to go end well. 1 chicken nearly escaped. So they could have been 3 chickens. They're all called Dave. Every chicken is called Dave. None of them are male.
Oh, for God's sake.
They're all called
What?
Dave, but they're females.
Whoa,
They lay eggs.
whoa. They're all called Dave and they're all
4
female.
Yeah, all 4 chickens are called Dave. They're all female. I'm like, why are they all called Dave? One, Dave's a male name. Fair enough, they were male. They all lay eggs. So I'm like, you can't call it Dave. They're all
Well,
called Dave.
maybe they're transgender chickens. I don't know.
I don't know. They're all called Dave. I'm just like, great naming convention. Just Dave, Dave, and Dave. And every time I'm like, hi, Dave. And then you have to say Dave. And Dave. So I'm just like, hi, Dave, Dave, and Dave.
Yeah, I bet they all just.
They all
Yeah.
just look. And I'm like, one of them is honestly like I swear, like he just has a death wish because he tried to come out and then he kept like every time you were trying to open the door to feed him, he's just flying at the door, and I'm like, back off. You want to get fed? Stop flying at me. Otherwise you ain't getting fed, Dave. Like, oh, let me starve. It's fine. I don't mind. But I'm just like, yeah, they're all for Dave. Dave. But why are they all for Dave? None of them are male. They're all good, Dave.
Oh, God.
I mean, they used to have curry named chickens. There used to be Vindaloo.
What,
Chicken tikka
Vindaloo?
masala. Yeah, they literally called a chicken Vindaloo. So they
Oh,
all curry named chickens. So you had Vindaloo.
yeah.
Chicken Kumma, something else and something else. And I'm like, you went with that to Dave. What? I'm like, what happened? You went from naming your chickens curry dishes to just calling them all Dave. Literally every single one is Dave.
Yeah, I've had 1 thumbs up on my stream.
I'm like, why are they all called Dave? I honestly thought we lost one of the horses as well because they've decided that they can jump fences.
Oh, I didn't tell you, did I? Speaking of, we got horses outside our house.
Oh yeah, like we had Barkley basically jumped an electric fence. I'm like, did that not hurt him? But apparently, he doesn't feel it. He's a dick. So like Liam's mum's like, I'll fix it, and then in the end, she just left one end like down because she's like, he's gonna jump the fence either fucking way. Just let him roam the field because they're in the field now. And like
Yeah.
Barkley, one day I'm like, I goes to check on them all, and I'm like, I can see Queenie, I can see Chip. I'm like, where the fuck is Barkley? I'm like, has he fucking escaped? Because they have had horses escape before. They went on the main road. That was interesting. And I was like, oh, where is Barkley? He's like got his head over the neighbour's fence. I'm like, oh no, there he is. He's fine. I'm like, you're getting some grass in your Barkley. Not that you haven't got grass in the field you're in. I'm like, he's funny. Like, they're all in the field.
Oh, bloody hell.
It's like animals sit all the animals. It's like, yeah, just a picture of never been lost.
Yeah, I was watching Brainiac earlier, Chelsea. Did you ever watch that when you was a kid?
Yeah, I used to love that.
Yeah, well, when they used to blow things up and that, wasn't it?
Yeah. I used to always be like, what are they going to blow up today? What are they going to use?
I know, but the weird thing is that like it only ran for like 6 years.
I know. I kind of wish that it was still on now. I'm like, it would be funny to see what they've done, what they would have done to it.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think I think they really kind of went as far as they could because I think they done an awful lot of stuff, didn't they? Like
Yeah.
they done a Brainiac history abuse as well,
Yeah.
didn't they? So they done a good few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like sometimes right, I think back right to like TV compared to how it was when we were kids.
Yeah. I felt like it's so different now. I'm just like, some things I'm like, how can you say that's entertaining for a kid to watch?
I know, like I used to watch but like I'm not sure if you're gonna remember this because it wasn't on for that long. It was a program called Inside Clyde. It was like a game show.
Oh, yeah. I did actually see that.
Did you?
Yeah. It wasn't, I was quite sad that it wasn't on for very long because I was like, it was actually good to watch. And then it was like, it just disappeared. And I was like, really sad because like, you see some TV shows that like have been around for years and you're like, why are you still a thing?
Yeah, but I think for the most part though, I think with Inside Clyde, I think they just ran out of contestants.
Yeah.
Or I think a lot of people just thought, like, do I really want to go on that show? Because I think the first lot of contestants must have gone on there, not knowing what they were in for.
Yeah.
And then they had to go into like these different rooms that were made to look like body parts.
Yeah.
Like they had the stomach and the brain game, which was the final thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, that must have been weird though, because to start off with, right, they had to go and stand on this thing, and then they had to the adult that was with the two kids, they would have like a thing on their shoulder which they'd have to press, and then like they'd go into like this pod thing, which would have been done in the edit now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, realistically, all they'd really be doing is going into different rooms.
Yeah.
But I mean that must kind of take the magic away, kind of thing. Like, well, when they're there filming it.
Yeah, because then you kind of know it's not like what you see on the TV.
Yeah. Which is a shame then, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the guy that was he was just there for show, really, wasn't he? Do you get me? He was just there
Yeah.
for show. And the guy who played Clyde, his name wasn't even Clyde. His name was something totally different, but I can't think of what his name was. I did Google it not long ago because I wanted to know the guy's name, but now I've completely forgotten it. But yeah, it's kind of weird, really, that kids TV isn't as good anymore.
No, it's like a lot of my little cousins have grown up with like just weird like kids characters. I'm like, why? Like, why are they even a thing? I remember
Then
In My Night Garden. My little cousin used to love In My Night Garden. I'm looking at her going, no, they're a bunch of creepy little weird characters. I'm like, no.
uh,
I'm like Macapaca. She literally had a fucking teddy of it, and she gave it to me to
right.
hold for like about 10 minutes. I literally, and I quote you not, I opened the window, I just threw it out the fucking window. I'm like, no, you're not having it. She's there looking around for like literally, like she's like, where'd my teddy go? I'm like, you took it with you, didn't you? I don't know. I'm looking at her going, I don't know where it is. My nan's like, where find it? Where find it? I'm like, my nan's like, have you seen it? I'm like, nah, that fucking died, obviously. I haven't.
Mm.
Weird. I'm like, why have you got it? It's the weirdest thing ever. And then she just watched other more random things. I'm just like, why? Why are these a thing for kids? I'm like, no.
Because like I used to watch things like That's So Raven. I don't know if you remember watching that, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, the only thing I really remember is like Inside Clyde. That was always on a Sunday at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I used to tape it because I had a VHS tape at the time, but because I only had one, I had to keep taping over it.
Yeah.
And then for Christmas then one year, my nan, she got me a video combi, so I had a load of VHS tapes for me to tape programs and that on. I haven't got them anymore.
I still have ones.
Do you? I haven't got any of it. To be honest, at least I don't think I've got any of them. I think they've all been binned. To be honest.
My mum randomly, like, when we moved from like obviously where I used to live to my stepdad's, like my mum literally kept like random stuff of ours from like when we were kids, because my mum was like, she never wanted to chuck it away and always wanted to give us the option if we wanted to keep it or bin it. And like
Yeah.
we literally had, like, I have literally probably about 3-4 crates full of literally just VHS tapes of films. I remember like one was Cat in the Hat. Like I've literally got all of them. Randomly I was like, once I was like, why not just drag them out and just randomly film them? Because like no one will freaking know what they are unless you're like grew up in that era. Otherwise you're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I remember having the Cat in the Hat on DVD.
Yeah, I had Cat in the Hat on DVD, and then I had it on VHS tape, and then I got it on DVD. Even though I'm like, still to this day, I don't understand why that was one of my favorite films. As a kid, I honestly don't know why, because it's like
Yeah.
I got my cousin to watch it. And
Question: do you know which one came out first? Was it the live action film or was it the cartoon? Because I know there was a cartoon as well, wasn't there?
I think it's the cartoon.
Yeah, it must have been. And they did because they've done the same with Garfield. Garfield's fucking years old. Garfield's from like the 70s.
Yeah, I loved Garfield. I used to always watch it, and then I went to go and see the film.
Yeah, I remember I had the first one on DVD years ago.
Yeah, I had the first and second one, and then I don't even know where they are now.
Yeah, have you ever thought about getting your VHS tapes transferred over onto a DVD?
Yeah, I had that many that I was like, at one point I was like, I usually could just get them transferred. I was like, I was surprised my mum kept them for this long, because to be brutally honest, like most people would have just binned them after a while, because you're like, well, I can watch them. But my mum's always just been like, nah, like keep them if I wanted to get them. Otherwise, no. I still have my literally PlayStation 1 and 2. It still works.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised it still works. I plugged it in when I went to my stepdad's. Like, I was like, I saw it in the cupboard and was like, oh, try and see if it works. It's like, probably ain't gonna freaking work. It's years fucking old. Plugs it in, I'm like, fucking dude, Jesus Lord, did actually just work? I'm like, what the hell?
Because I remember when me and Liam, we had a PlayStation 1, right? And we had a game each for Christmas. I had a Monsters Inc. game, which I could never fucking complete. I never completed it. And he had a Spider-Man game, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he had a Spider-Man game. I had Monsters Inc. Yeah. Which was for...
still worked. I was like, when I plugged it in, I was like, this thing ain't gonna work. It's like, this thing's years old. It's probably freaking dead by now. Plugs it in, I'm like, nah, you just like, all right, interested.
Yeah. Believe it or not, my first tower PC, that tower, all the fans have died in it.
Yeah.
I've still got it. It's in a cupboard by the bathroom, I think. I've only still got it because I want to get the hard drive out because it's a 1 terabyte hard drive, so I want to get the hard drive out there, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, like, I know that, like, my nan, like, she's still got, like, literally, like, a box that's full of, like, James Bond, like, collectible cars. My grandpa used to collect them when the films came out. They made, like, obviously, collectible cars for all of them. And he bought all the ones that they had.
Really?
Yeah, because he loved James Bond. So, like, literally, it was, like, every time, like, the older ones came out, because he never really watched the, like, newer, like, Daniel Craig ones. He always watched, like, the older, like, 1990 ones and whatever. But they made cars for like the films, so he literally bought like the film and all the cars. My nan still has them. I'm like, my nan, I'm like, you could sell them. I was like, they're probably worth selling. Probably not much now, but she literally
Yeah.
has them literally in a box that she just taped up because she was like, she kept bits of my grandpa's stuff. Like there was some things that she was like, well, I'll donate because she was like, why does she need to keep them? But
Yeah.
like he literally bought a James Bond film every year it came out. He's just like, yep, I'm having it. I'm having the car.
Mm.
Never took it out of box, nothing. They're all literally pristine. Like he displayed them more than anything.
Did he?
Yeah, he loved displaying things. It's like he literally got a koi fish every year for Father's Day, his birthday, Christmas off my nan. My nan still has them. They're probably like 30, 40 years old. I'm like, to my nan, I'm like, they're older than fucking me. They're older than you. And they
Blood.
probably outlive her. And then who knows who has them after that, because it's not like the house will go to any of my family. I think it goes back to the people that own the house. Probably the
Yeah.
mortgage company, because I can't remember if my nan sold her house, because I know she paid off her mortgage when my grandpa died. Because after she took the hospital to court, she just thought, I'll pay off my mortgage, because she still had like quite a few years left. But she didn't want to worry, like she didn't want to worry about paying for it for the like next like few years. So she was like, I'll just use the money as compensation money that she got from the hospital to pay it off. So she did. She's like, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But like now she just has koi fish that she's like, occasionally through my life she said she wanted to get rid of them, but they're quite hard to sell because transportation of them isn't the best. They need a shit ton of water to be in.
Years ago, right, going back to transferring VHS tapes and that, I was going to look into doing that, but this was like back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because what it was, we was in RE in school, and the teacher, she had us around the whiteboard, and we were watching a DVD, but it was of a VHS tape. It was like a VHS tape that had been transferred over onto DVD.
Yeah.
So me being me, I was kind of interested. Like I asked her, like, how did you put the videotape onto DVD? And she's like, I didn't do it. The DVD was given to me. So I then started wanting to look into how to do it, because I was going to get I was going to put like the VHS tapes I had at the time onto DVD, even though I didn't know what the fuck was on any of them, because they were like TV shows, and I very often taped over things, and so fuck knows what was on it, any of them, but yeah, I had years ago. I had a video editor called Pinnacle Studio, but I couldn't figure it out, and eventually the software, it just wouldn't load, and my dad was gonna uninstall it and reinstall it again, but I'd lost the installation disk.
Yeah.
Because what I was gonna do was, with the thing, that it came with a device which would allow you to connect it, like a VHS tape or whatever, like a device to your laptop basically, or your PC. And my dad, he went out and he got me like a cable in it that would go into the back of a VHS player, and then the three colored connectors then would match into the colors on the device that came with the Pinnacle Studio software. But because I couldn't find the discs, I didn't end up trying it, sadly.
Yeah.
Which would have been good, to be able to transfer my own discs onto my own laptop and then burn them on, like, transfer VHS onto DVD. Like, I know you can pay people to do it, but it's like, I just figured it'd be more fun for me to just learn how to do it myself. And of course, me being a 14-year-old kid, because I was 14, I think, at the time. So yeah, me being a 14-year-old kid, like, things like that I just found really interesting, and things like that, like, always used to fascinate me as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, even to this day, it still kind of does. I just don't talk about it, because I don't see the point in talking about it as much, because obviously I don't have the VHS things anymore. So
Yeah, I have some, but then I'm like, I've always thought about like transferring them to like DVDs, just as like maybe it'd be nice to have them.
yeah, but if you actually got, like, I'm not trying to call you thick or anything, but if you actually got the knowledge to do it yourself, or is this something that you'd have to learn how to do?
I mean, my grandpa he used to work for a company where like obviously they sold VHS tapes, and then when people wanted to turn them to a DVD, it was his job basically to transfer them to a DVD. He still knows how to do it, even still to this day, and he's like freaking 60 something.
Oh, there you go. So you've got the knowledge then. So if you did want to, so why do you just ask him to do it for you then?
I don't know. Like he's always said, like if I ever wanted to, because I knew that I had like movie ones, and then I think I've got like odd ones where like, because I remember I had a camcorder when I was like a kid. Like I got one for Christmas, and I remember filming like kind of like family videos on a VHS tape. I just don't remember what the fuck I filmed. Probably nothing withingly interesting. I was like, I don't know. I think I was like 8
Well,
or something.
I was gonna say, well, why do you get them converted, and then depending on what they are, maybe chuck them up on your YouTube.
I know, literally. I think I had one where like my nan told me about one because like apparently I played it for her or something when I was a kid. Apparently, like I filmed like my grandpa like way before like he died that I don't remember. It's just like my nan like apparently I blocked it out. I went to a doctor about it because I honestly thought that I had like amnesia or something.
Right.
Because like there's certain parts of my life that I remember, and then other parts that physically like people can go like Nicola like went to me. I think it was like probably 2 months ago. She mentioned something like when we were kids, and I'm like, but that never happened because
Yeah.
I physically in my mind cannot remember it ever happening. But her and her mum both can vouch that apparently this happened. I can't for the fucking life of me. And I'm like, there's other things through my life, like after my grandparents died, I don't remember them. I don't remember really like memories before they died or much after they died.
Yeah.
And then it spiraled into other things. It was like things can happen like last week or like 2 months ago, and it's like I don't remember them for whatever reason. It's like it blanks it out my head. And I decided to bring it up to a doctor, and I was like, never, like, I was like, it's not really something you have to bring up to a doctor, but I was like to my mum, I was like, this is something that's gone on for ages. I don't know whether it's sunk in my brain, whatever. And they were like, basically, like, did a load of questions. Obviously, I've had MRI scans before, so they obviously had those to basically see if there was anything.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, there's nothing in my head. Like, there's no, like, because one doctor was like, oh, it could be there's a tumor somewhere that pushes down on certain things. But they were like, obviously, I ain't got a tumor. And he
No.
literally was just like, well, like, basically anything that either stresses me out or is traumatic. So he's like, someone dying, he was like, is going to be very traumatic on you if they mean quite a lot to you. But he was like, basically, my brain basically just decided that it wanted to basically delete things.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll never get them back. He was like, most people, he's like, amnesia patients, he's like, if you show them a picture enough, they may remember something. He was like, me, it doesn't matter if you show me a picture, I'm still going to be like, it means nothing. Like, it literally has no meaning to me. Because it's like someone showed me a picture of something that should have had meaning to me, and I literally just looked at it and was like, it's a picture.
Yeah.
And still to this day, it has no meaning to me. I'm like, nope. It's like my mum keeps going to me because it's Father's Day on Sunday. She keeps going to me, are you upset? And I'm looking at her going, about what? What, the fact that it's Father's Day on Sunday? I was like, what? I was like, I'm sad that Grampy and my great Grampy aren't here because I can't buy him a card, and most cards I see in the shop say Grandad.
Yeah.
But then she keeps pushing up to me, being like, "Oh no," she's like, "Not about that." She's like, Are you not upset that you can't buy your father a card?" And I'm like, "No. Why would I be sad?" And then my stepdad is going, "Are you not sad that you can't buy your dad a card?" I was like, "You ain't my dad." I'm like, "The man ain't my dad. He lost that title pretty much after I was born." I'm like, I don't even know if the man's alive. He could be dead for all I know.
Right, Chelsea, I'm gonna call her a night now, right? Because it's getting on, and I am starting to get a bit tired. So yeah, I'll pop back on them tomorrow night, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, depending on what you're doing, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, good night.
Yeah.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Right, night, guys. See you on the